Okay, so let's go ahead and start creating our game. I've got our editor open, and remember we had created this Hello World program. We're going to go ahead and create a new file, and what we're going to do, let's go ahead and just save this to start with, and I'm going to call this Guess My Number Demo. And we're going to have to first get a random number. So don't worry too much about the code here. We'll talk more about the standard library when we get to the last module. But basically, we're going to be calling some functions here in order to get a random number. And this will give you an idea of how to call functions in Lua. In the next module, we'll discuss how to create functions. But what we're going to start off with is first we're going to actually print to the screen. We're going to print guess a number. Then we're going to do math random seed, and we're going to pass in os.time. And what we're doing here, if you look at this code, is we're actually calling a function off of math, and we're passing in it a function call, the result of this function call of os time. Again, not so important that you understand all this at this point. What we're basically doing is just setting up the random number generator so that it'll generate some random numbers. Then we have to call math.random in order to prime the pump on this random number generator. And now we're going to get to an actual assignment. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a variable called number, and we're going to do math.random, and we're going to say 100. This will basically create a random number from 1 to 100. Then what we're going to do is want to get the answer from the user. But before we do that, let's just go ahead and check to see if this works. We're going to go ahead and print our number, and then we can run this to generate some random numbers and see if we get that output. So let's go ahead and run this program. And you can see it says guess a number and then 17. If we run this again, we're getting 48. So we're getting some different numbers every time that we're doing this. And again, don't worry too much about this random part. The important things to know about this is print. This is a really important thing inside Lua. You'll be using that pretty often as you're creating Lua programs. And then this assignment here, we're just creating a variable just by assigning it to the result of this function call.